Good afternoon.
Thank you, Johan. Very kind.
Yeah, we decided we're not going to have a monologue, each one of us, and we want to have a conversation about how objects get made. And I personally come from a making background. Josh is a maker, but also a thinker.
I guess like a new maker, and like finding ways and finding systems to like, and in interjections into systems, interjections into very established systems to try and like find some, I guess like regional activism or like flat ground in which to like discuss making things, as you say, and discuss people that make things and like why things are made.
Yeah, we were talking earlier on about how the same process as Josh maybe done this table, you could probably do on a computer, 3D printing. But what's the difference actually makes what's the experience difference in making something on a physical level, and the mistakes and interaction with those people.
Yeah.
So I think.
And there is one very important thing. So this table was made yesterday, and like brought straight here just in time for the marathon to open. And we also made a film of this thing being made, and this film should be shown on all of these lovely screens, but it's not. So perhaps that could work. Thanks. I was up very late last night editing this film and re-editing it. So yeah, here we are. A very special thank you to Raphael Bliss, a really talented photographer who shot this and spent time with me and was like really good about the whole thing. This is Tom Finey. He's a roofer. So this table is actually the first time anyone else has ever made my work before. It's kind of a pivotal moment. This is kind of, aside from these aloof representational objects of systems and of like webs of construction, this is like a real interjection rather than intervention, where I'm really trying to, I guess, like puncture into some economic system, and these things are going to be produced. I think there's going to be 50 of these tables made with a kind of radical company that makes experimental furniture called Do Not Exist that's being launched soon. And so this is like the prototype for it. This is the first time I met Tom, and it's this like mobile workshop that he has here that could be anywhere. It could have been made here today, as we're talking now.
Yeah.
And Martino, I think you wanted to talk about this like visceral aspect of like making and I guess like learning while making.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been very much into learning while making and making decisions while you make. And I think there's interesting aspects about thinking and making. Usually things get separated. You think and then you make. And I think when I first saw Josh's work, I really kind of really inspired me in a way to see that someone really wanted to experiment and is curious enough to experiment with a lot of different materials, where you put yourself into a factory, into kind of a system that exists in a parallel world to the design world in terms of manufacturing. And you kind of enter that and you mess with certain parameters of that.
But it's super fun. You. It's like just like finding out from these people and like finding some articulation in this like, I guess, everyday mundanity, putting this like bookmark in this dude's life. He was like so happy to be doing this and just like talked about his like life's 60 years of breathing in this stuff that's probably not that great. And it's like really also out of a dissatisfaction with I guess like current production as a whole. I mean, I know that Amalia's very amazing and Zhang backdrop here has like similar kind of themes about these like other than like bits of produced goods. Yeah. But I guess it's like another like very activist way of doing things.
Yeah. I think also that the making of this object also generates somehow a new way how to also, as a designer, come to result. I think that's something that I think we talk a lot about when we meet. That how can you actually create something while not having necessarily a design in front of you, and yeah.
Yeah, there are some really nice thoughts that come out from like just starting and losing this, like setting the parameters, but then just like things flowing as you go. And I really love that like this table's just been like brought on and off stage the whole time with these talks. I'm really happy that it's here, and it's almost like in continual flux. And